Hello everyone, SirMonkeySuit or Zappy here, back again with Hunter x Hunter. We're on episode 98, and in the last couple episodes, we hung out with the Phantom Troop for a bit, and they went back to Meteor City to help out their hometown because they were being overrun by Queen Zazan, the Scorpion Lady, and yeah, they basically dispatched it with basically no real effort, because the Phantom Troop are just on that level. It would be nice to see them go up against King Meruem and the Royal Guards just to see how they fare, but we're just not going to get that. That's just not going to happen, is it? We're not going to be able to see what would happen there. But never mind. Anyway, so yeah, we hung out with the Phantom Troop for a bit, and it was nice to see them, nice to deviate. But now I guess we're going to be going back with Gon and Killua. They need to distract the Royal Guards, get them split up from the King and from each other, so that they can go on a 2v1 fight and dispatch all of them and get rid of them once and for all. And yeah, I believe that's where we're going now. So yeah, not really a lot to really say, because that's all. So yeah, without further ado, we're just going to get in episode 98 and see what we get. So without further ado, let's go. Okay, episode 98. Right, so we're back with Gon and Killua, and they've infiltrated into what I can only assume is the North Korea of this world. You have Killua pointing out the corrupt fucking governing system that they've got within this country. They have to literally sneak their way in. They have groups of different they say groups of different people. I feel like it's just people in general that if they earn informant points depending on giving up the likes of spies and people trying to escape. It's crazy. And yeah, now that I think about it, I'm surprised I didn't even think about it a few episodes back, when we met Diego for the first time. Yeah, it's so Kim Jong-un, it's ridiculous. It's not on the nose at all, really, is it? Fucking hell. So yeah, anyway, they snuck in, so yeah, that's what they were doing at the very beginning, when I was like, what the fuck are they doing? You've also got that Chimera Ant Lion dude, who is, like Gon and Killua, infiltrating. I feel like the Lion is infiltrating also, in some form or fashion, to take out the king, or something similar along those lines. I feel like I remember him talking about that in particular. When when all the Chimera ants decided that they were going to split off and become their own king and stuff. I feel like I remember the Lion saying something like that. But it wasn't the Lion also the one that saw what Kite was capable of and decided not to go after him because he was scared? What does he think's going to happen with this? I hope he has a plan. I don't think it's going to come off, to be honest. But whatever. We'll see how that goes in due time. So yeah, Gon and Killua came across a village, and they were talking about certain things, taking out villages and basically going from the outside in, to make it seem less suspicious and whatnot. If you take out the entire village or the entire group of collected people, then there's not really going to be a commotion. But yeah, they entered into one of the villages that had just been emptied of fucking people, and all of them had been killed. The only thing I don't get is the bullet hole thing. If they were trying to take out people, but the thing is, would it been connected to that? I don't see how. Although no, because they would be wanting to, because they're wanting to lessen the population of the thingy, right? So yeah, it's probably, it makes sense. Although that being said, if I do want to go along with that and say I don't understand the bullet hole trying to cover up their tracks, yet there's a massive blood stain leading out of the house into the middle of the village. You know what I mean? Yeah, they didn't do a very good job with that, But I just like the fact that it was the bullet hole that caught Killua off guard. The Killua was well, they didn't hide it very well. They covered the bullet hole with the chair. There's a clear blood trail on the floor. But okay, yeah, so I'll do the idea that Killua was well, what we'll do is, because he's had the theory that the sort of the grunts are being puppeted, so the soldiers and whatnot, they're being used to go around. So if you kill off the grunts, they're just normal humans. The only reason why they can be controlled is because they do have aura, so it's going to be an easy dispatch. So take care of them, cause chaos, tell the people to go warn the other cities and stuff like that. It'll cause an uproar within there, and then it can be like a sort of uprise, almost like like a rebellious kind of stance with the people. They won't be so they won't want to go and up to these grunts and whatnot, and then get fucked. So yeah, I like that, causing chaos in the country. I also like the fact that Killua is sort of he kind of put his foot down, but he kind of went back against but I like where he's going with it. It's one of those things, like, this is something that you can't afford to fuck up, because of inside, and because of feelings and stuff. Because if you're watching people get killed, you can't just, because the worst would happen if that was the case. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. It's like sacrificing the few to save the many. And I said during the reaction, this is something that does come up a lot in other shows and things like that, because it does play on your emotions. It's one of those big morality questions. Is it okay to let people die in order to the fewer people, group of people die in order to save the many, or to save the entire human race? Unfortunately, it's just one of those things where it sucks, but it's just the situation that you're put in, And yeah, but I do like Killua forcing, because he's seen before the things that Gon does. In a way, he's too. He has that, he's too heroic kind of thing, I can't. No one's allowed to die, but it's just not how life works. So unfortunately, he just he's gonna have to deal with it, and I hope Gon does. I hope, because I feel like now that Killua's put it out there is going to be a point in where Gon witnesses death and he can't do anything about it, and it's obviously going to be a thing where Gon's I want to go, but then I hope that he doesn't, because this is something that you can't afford to fuck up. I remember saying before, quite a few episodes back, I think it was back during the Greed Island arc, where I was having a go at Gon's character, because I feel like he's too, I think he's too reckless in what he does, and I remember asking a question, I hope it doesn't come to something where he'll only learn if something bad comes from him being reckless. And I hope this could very well be the case, if he witnesses someone die and then he goes reckless again, and then it just becomes a bad fucking situation for everyone. I hope that's not the case. But we'll just have to wait and see. It's funny as well, because as I am recording this, the last episode I literally just reacted to was My Hero Academia Season 4, Episode 6. And they bring up something similar, where it's do you stay and be smart and make sure you get the best... you take the smart play, you get all the information that you can, so that you have the best chance of completing the mission smoothly, or do you go in reckless and save, and just think on the fly. And funny enough, in that one, I was kind of leaning actually more towards the reckless side. But again, it's just one of those things where it's just situational, and it sometimes kind of depends. And also in this world, it's just so much different. But the morality thing, it comes up a lot. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with that. And I'm hoping Gon takes what Killua said, to heart and seriously. So yeah, we had a Medusa type fucking Chimera ant that just showed up out of nowhere, and then we had a bat and a night owl fucking Chimera ant show up as well. So he's not doing a very good job avoiding them, it seems. I thought after the Medusa one that the chameleon was like telling, you know, the Chimera ants to like sort of go after him as a way to, you know, see how strong he really was, so that if he could take him or not. But it seems that's not the case. So I don't know. I feel like there's something else at play. Like, how is Gon just running into these things? I feel like there's something happening. Like something that we haven't really been privy to is going on behind the scenes. Like, where like, because I find it odd that Gon's just running into these Chimera ants. We'll just have to see. But yeah, I mean that's all I got. So yeah, don't think there's anything else to really talk about. So thank you everyone for watching. In the description below I have links to certain things. One of them is the Discord, so you can get yourself over there. And I also have a Patreon page as well, so if you do want to support me on Patreon, that'd be very much appreciated. There is a bunch of different tiers and rewards depending on how much you want to support me with. So there's the early access tier for $5 a month, gives you access to shows a week early, and you get 4 episodes of Hunter x Hunter every week. That's 2 on Monday and 2 on Friday, as opposed to the general public that only get 2 episodes a week. So by the time this episode comes out on YouTube for the general public, you could go over, become an early access tier patron, and have access to the rest of my show, rest of this show in reaction. So if you can binge watch the entire show, like the rest of the show, within a month, it's only going to cost you $5. So it's a pretty good deal. There's also full length there for $10 a month. Doesn't really matter for this show, but it does for the other shows. You'll need it for that. And there are other tiers where you can pay for me to react to a certain show. So if you want me to react to a certain show, go have a look at those tiers and see what is up with them. But that is all I've got. So thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.